Hey guys, welcome to the next episode of Ame No Marginal. This is Izeiya here, and thank you for tuning in to Shugosha TV. In the last episode, we went over to see what was going on with the raining road over here, and now we're going to be going over to Lady. So let's see what's going on. She said that. Even if she hadn't said it, her eyes told me. Up until now, someone who served as a priestess, who risked her entire life to be the sacrifice for atonement, believed in God, without question, sacrificing herself. The person whose endless smile never broke, pleaded for the first time. For the first time, she beseeched that God for salvation. But my sister died. In the end, her life ended simply without me hearing her voice. And my own life was also stained ashen gray. Apparently things like God still exist. That's right. I swore in my heart, there are no gods. If there were something that called itself a god, and were to map out punishment upon me, then let them punish me as much as they please. All the punishment I get, together with this unjust fate, my sister's regrets, my own regrets, someday I will turn them into a curse. I suddenly woke up. The sound of rain falling and the sensation of water hitting my face roused me. The first thing I could hear was the sound of rain falling. Next, what jumped at my eyes was rain everywhere. All I could see was the pure white sky and flagstones. Thanks to the rain, I couldn't see clearly, even a short distance away. But just before, the mountains had been buried in snow. Without thinking, I spun around, but everywhere I looked had the same scenery stretching on. Even if I strained my eyes, all I could see beyond the haze of the rain was the faint white horizon. At first, I had thought it was a dream, but it didn't seem that way. For a dream, the scene before my eyes, the feeling of the rain on my skin was just too vivid. Then was this the other world? The one after death? It was pretty far from what I had thought it would be like. But most importantly, if this is the afterlife, it was strange that I didn't see my sister. 33 years hadn't passed, so she shouldn't have become an ancestral spirit yet. Wait, not only was my sister missing, but so was everyone else. There weren't any signs of movement. I started slowly walking. No matter how much I thought about it, it didn't seem like I had arrived at an answer, and staying put wouldn't do anything. Being soaked by rain didn't make me feel cold, but having it constantly falling on me was tiring. And after a while, I don't really know how far I continue walking. But everything remained the same. There wasn't any change in scenery. No matter where I walked, the flagstones continued. There wasn't anything that looked like buildings. And of course, there weren't any signs of people, nor signs of anything moving. Then I noticed something. Before coming here, I hadn't eaten in 3 days and was starving, to the point where I was on the verge of death from cold and hunger. And yet, right now I don't feel any hunger, and my body doesn't feel weak. Just what was this place? The same question kept repeating in my head, and at the least, I didn't think it was the real world. The closest thing I could imagine was the afterlife, but it felt different from that too. Suddenly, I had a thought. What if this was... What if I had been brought to this place in order to complete repaying the debt? Of course, if you ask who was responsible, it would probably be that God or whatever. Besides that, I couldn't think of any other reason. You see, if I think of it that way, it explains a number of things. As a priestess of a shrine, I was repaying a debt to a god. On top of that, I was still continuing to do so. If that god or whatever were counting on that, then something like this happening wouldn't be too surprising. Saying he'd been denied repayment and wanted me to repay the debt properly. And if I didn't live in the real world, then a different place would be repaired. If that was the case, then it all fit. However, at the same time, a different emotion boiled forth from within me. Anger. It'll be a problem if I were misunderstood. Right now, I wasn't continuing on with the sacrifice for God's sake, and obviously not for the shrine nor the head priest either. If there had really been a god or whatever, then why didn't he save her then? If they were capable of making such miracles happen, it shouldn't have been happening. I will not accept anything that does that as a god. If this were something that would benefit such a god, I had no intention of participating in it. The anger within me grew bigger and bigger. Soaked by the rain, standing all alone, in an incomparably immense place, the flagstone stretching seemingly endlessly before me, an inexhaustible amount of falling rain. When he could bring about a miracle like this, and yet he still continues to demand that helpless people like us continue struggling to repay a debt? When that thought came to me, I took off the glove wrapped around my mouth. It was almost unconscious. I had been taking care not to make a sound all this time, but that wasn't necessary anymore. I looked up at the sky. Something was probably looking down upon me from above the rain clouds. There was about 200 years left, and I didn't care. Not about sacrifices, nor about atonement. For starters, I don't recall my sister and I creating a debt. I threw away the silk glove that had wrapped around my mouth. Then, I took a deep breath. I shouted. Words for him, looking down upon me from beyond the rain clouds. No, I wasn't even certain whether such beings really existed. These were words for myself. To make sure I wouldn't be drowned out by the rain, I yelled at the top of my lungs. Without noticing, I was out of breath. It had been about a year since I used my voice.
けなかったのがあなたの失敗よ。
At some point, my shouting at the sky had changed into coughing. While being battered by the rain, it was a cough that even I myself could tell was tinged with self-mockery. For times like this, my low, uncute voice felt appropriate. Afterwards, I hadn't left the area but nothing happened.
ねえ、早く返しなさいよ、元の世界へ。もう用は済んだでしょ。私は逃げなんて嫌よ。
Once more, I shouted towards the sky. The rain just continued to fall, and there was still no reply. I spoke, in a big voice too. The 333 years of atonement should have been broken. There was supposed to be 200 yet, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter now. At the least, there should be no more use for me. Eventually, both the reason I was brought here and the reason to lock me up here should have gone away.
ほら、早くしてよ。どうせ帰っても死ぬだけなんだから。
Over and over again, I shouted up at the sky. There was no response. Nothing happened. It was simply silence and rain falling on my face.
もしかして彼の仕業ではない。
Thought tumbled from my lips, not an answer to anyone, just answering my own question. Then this had nothing to do with the atonement? But then what was this place?
さっきから何やってるの？あなた。
Whoa. Turning around, there was an unfamiliar woman. She seemed like a young woman, and of course wasn't my sister. Long black hair and a pretty face. Wearing a tattered kimono, she stood, apparently happily in the rain.
あなた、面白い人ね。初めて見たわ。空に向かって叫んでいる人は。じゃあ、こんなところで立ち話もなんだから、向こう行きましょう。
With that, the woman quickly started walking off. I had no idea what to say and wound up saying nothing.
ちょっと待ってください。どうかしたの？それよりもここはどこなんでしょうか。その辺の説明も長くなるからね。何よりここじゃ雨に濡れるし、とりあえずついてきなさいよ。
As if she didn't hear me, she quickly went off, splashing the puddles as she walked. What's this person? Could she be a messenger from the gods? She didn't really look like one though. While thinking, I started to follow after the woman.
ほら、そこよ。あそこだったら雨に濡れないでしょ。
She pointed at a structure made of large stone pillars. Up till now, I had seen large buildings and shrines made of wood, but this was different from all of those. At the least, it was something I'd never seen before.
冷たかったわね。結構濡れちゃったわ。
As she entered the structure, the woman started to brush the rain off of her body. Looking around, there were just a few garden stones scattered about and nothing else. It was fairly spacious, but it was a place with just a roof to avoid the rain. For someone who had been hiding deep in the mountains, it was a bit odd for me to say it was a pretty lonely place. Or did it mean that there was no other place with a roof?
そうよ。屋根があるのはここだけ。だから贅沢なこと考えちゃダメよ。
But I haven't spoken out loud yet. She answered like she knew what I was thinking.
それくらいわかるわよ。顔を見ただけで何を考えているかなんて。
This person might really be a messenger from God. I didn't know her real purpose, but it was just too unnatural to think that a normal person would be in a place like this.
ねえ、ミコさん。
She directed her words at me.
何ですか。あなた、もしかしたら私のことを神の使いだと思ってる？
She's a mind reader. I gave a small nod. If this place were a place prepared by God, I had been expecting some kind of reaction from her breaking that told me earlier. So this person was a messenger of God, and most likely had appeared before me bearing some kind of task.
でもな、本当は違うのよ、ミコさん。違うと。言葉の通りよ。別に私は神の使いじゃないし、普通の人間よ。でもさっき私の考えを見透かしたのに。バカね。見透かしたんじゃなくて経験則よ。経験則。ええ、今まで何十人と同じ問答をやってきたと思ってるの？最初みんな似たようなこと言うから覚えちゃっただけよ。
If those words were true, then she was a normal person. And that would mean she had nothing to do with gods. The shrine that raised me, atonement, northern sacrifice. And just what was this place? I became even more confused.
教えてあげるわ。知ってる限りだけど、この場所について。
Another answer like she had again seeped through me. Is this something from experience? Was she really hiding that she was a messenger from God? I still couldn't tell. She went through everything once with me. According to her, it seemed this wasn't the real world, and yet it also wasn't the afterlife. Basically, it wasn't the land of the dead, nor the land of eternal youth. She said that if she had to guess, it was between the real world and the afterlife. A place like a ghost world.
まあ、ミコにも分かるように説明すると、ここは時の止まった場所ね。時が。そうよ。だからここでは飢えることもないし、年を取ることも病気になることもないわ。じゃあ死ぬこともちろん。
Her answer was brief.
ねえお姉さん、一つ質問してもいい？別に構わないけど、先に答えてあげるわ。どうせ聞かなくてもわかるから。
Saying that, she took a small breath and kept speaking.
まず、何の目的でここがあるのかは誰も知らない。誰が、いつ、ここを作ったのかも知らない。神様じゃないの。神様？あなた、面白いこと言うわね。どうして？これは人になせる技じゃないわ。
Saying that, I pointed at the endlessly continuing flagstones followed by rain.
悪いけど巫女と違ってそんなものを信じる気にはなれないわ。私は一度もその姿を見たことも声も聞いたこともないからね。
That was the same for me. It was just that I haven't found a different answer that was satisfying.
とにかく今日はもう寝ましょう。巫女も出歩かない方がいいわよ。
Once she said that, the woman lay down where she was. Laying no heed to the hard stone floor, she stretched her arms and legs in a big, spread eagle position.
でもまだ何やってないの。いいえ、夜が来るわ。すぐに来る。
As she spoke, the white rainy sky changed to deep gray. In a moment, the area was cloaked in darkness.
そんなわけで続きは明日にしましょう。おやすみ。
Without anything to do, I stretched out my body next to her. Part of my back touching the stone floor was a bit chilly. Before I knew it, I had come to this mysterious place. I broke the atonement out of anger and was now sleeping next to some mysterious stranger. Could this be all a dream? When I wake up next, I might be shivering in the snowy mountains. Or this was not a dream, and this person really was a messenger from God, and had come to me to admonish me about the role of sacrifice for atonement. The scattered thoughts kept spinning around in my head as I fell asleep at some point. The next day, waking up at the sound of rain, I slowly opened my eyes.
もう朝。
Apparently, I had fallen asleep sometime last night.
おはよう、ミコ。ゆっくり眠れた？
I answered, while half asleep and rubbing my eyes.
じゃあ早速だけど説明するからついてきて。ちょっと待ってください。
The young woman flew out ahead of me. I didn't really understand, but I rushed to follow her. Outside, the rain was still falling. Small drops formed and that pure white sky struck my body. Under that sky, splashing sounds came from the wet ground. I'll explain things. Saying just that, the woman walked on without paying heed to the rain. Even for me, it wasn't cold or anything, it just simply soaked me. Eventually, her feet finally stopped.
確かあったあった。
As I looked to where she indicated, I noticed a hole in the flagstones. It was big enough that a single person might pass through, and for some reason, the hole was completely black and nothing could be seen on the other side.
ミコ、おそらくだけどあなた山か草原かどちらにしても地穴にいたんでしょ？どうしてそれを？
That was exactly it. At the time, while freezing from the cold of the snowy mountain, I had been shivering in a small cave.
てっきり巫女だから明かり障子が下手したら鳥居くらいあるかと思ったんだけどね。お姉さん、それってどういう意味でしょう？いいわよ、そんな難しいことじゃないからね。
Apparently, when you come to this world, it was through some sort of entrance. Most people, it's a simple hall or sliding door or castle gates, but for some there were house doors and even fences. The entrance that person enters from remains. I wonder what meaning that held.
慌てないで。ここからが本題なのよ。つまりこの入り口は出口でもあるの。出口？もちろん現世に帰るためのよ。ちなみに一度帰ると二度とここへは帰ってこれないからね。
That was a surprise. Then for what purpose was I brought here? I still didn't know the reason why. But I certainly didn't think that a way back would be prepared like this. Unconsciously, I looked up at the sky. It was because I couldn't organize the thoughts within me. Yesterday, I had quickly broken atonement upon arriving here. If dealing with that atonement had been the reason I had been brought to this place, then I was already useless. So I demanded that I be quickly returned to the real world. At the time, I had thought I had been ignored. I even thought I had been brought here for an unrelated reason. But for now, I was told that I could return to the real world.
じゃあ、さっさと帰りなさい。きっと社じゃ巫女が消えたって大騒ぎしてるわよ。もしかして帰りたくないの
？I gave an honest answer. No matter who she was, even if she was a messenger from God, it didn't matter. If I were asked whether I wanted to return to the real world, there was no answer other than no.
ニコも苦労してたんだね。まだ子供なのに。まあ、地血から来るくらいじゃ、社から追い出されたか。もしくは焼き討ちにでもあって、帰る家もないんだろうね。
The woman spoke plainly. It was a bit frustrating, but there was nothing wrong with her reasoning.
お姉さん、実は私。ああ、それ以上は言わないで。遅かれ早かれ、どうせあなたは帰ることになるんだから。私が帰る？そうよ。残念ながらこの場所にずっといることはできないのよ。巫女はというか私以外の人間はね。
She was emphasizing that, but besides herself part.
だったらもし私が帰らなければ。無理よ。数日ほどで勝手に返されちゃうからね。
Then I'd be sent back to the snowy depths of the mountains. A place where, if I were sent back, I'd just starve to death and freeze.
それで、巫女、あなたは帰るの？帰らないの？それは。
I couldn't help but fall silent. Knowing that I'd die, there was a feeling that I didn't want to return. And also there was another worry.
まあ、別にいいわ。すぐに決めなくても。3日ほど時間あるから、ゆっくり考えなさい。
Saying that, the woman started to go back. She started to head to the place at the roof. Like before, she had a light step and was hopping over the puddles in the way. Just what was this person? I had thought that for the umpteenth time, this place itself was mysterious, but the people in it were just as mysterious. She apparently wasn't a messenger from God. That said, she didn't seem to be a normal human.
ああ、それと巫女、一つお願いがあるんだけど。はい。あなた、 私をお姉さんと呼ぶのはやめてくれる？でもじゃあどう呼べば？そう返されるとは思わなかったわ。
Putting her hand to her face, she seemed to think about it a bit. Come to think of it, she was always calling me priestess, so that was a pretty selfish thing to say.
そうね。だったらイラつめとでも呼ぶ？イラつめってもしかして宮のお方なんですか？別に何でもいいじゃないの。あなただって正式な巫女とは思えないわよ。だからこれでおあいこでしょ。
Saying that, she gave a bright smile. Behaving so cheerfully, even in so tattered clothes, she somehow reminded me of my sister.
ねえ、お姉さんって一体何者なの？私が気になるの？やっぱり普通の人とは思えない。確かに普通の人間ではないわね。例えるならば雨の世界の主かしら。主？それって巫女とか王のこと？ただし一人っきりの世界の主だけどね。
Saying that, the woman who called herself lady made a face that was just slightly lonely. I still don't really understand this person, but I can imagine that she's interacting with me out of ill intent. And even if she were something that wasn't human, I had the feeling she wasn't an agent of those god things. Whoa, why is it raining? Ooh, now there's timeout and water marginal. Alright, thank you guys for watching. In the next episode, I will go over the timeout room right over here. So, this is Izeiya here again, and thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next part.